Hello my lovely people, welcome back to my channel. I greet you according to your time and the time you are seeing this video. We are still on the gist from the palace of Ooni of Ife. And my people, I can say from what we are hearing allegedly, that is this is a very good news, from Queen Naomi and Ooni of Ife. God is seriously making ways for these two, seriously. Irrespective of all that their enemies have been doing, people that don't want them together, especially the Olories in the palace. But yet, God is still fighting their battle, paving a way for them, And I also believe that God also used this opportunity to teach them a lot of things that they need to know about each other and about marriage. Yes, so and one thing we should know is that there is no marriage without one problem or the other, but their own is out there because they are public figures, So, information reaching us right now is that the king, Ooni of Ife, there's this particular car that he has. He has many cars, we do know that. But there's this particular car that they said a friend of him gifted him that car, and the car is very, very expensive, as in excess expensive. And ever since that car got into the palace, that the king never, as in there is no other person that have entered that car except the king. Even the Olories, that no matter how happy the king is with the wives, that they don't enter that car. So they said there's this an event that Queen Naomi attended in Abuja. She must have discussed it with the king, and the king sent that car to go and pick Queen Naomi and drop her in Abuja, where she went for an event. They said why Queen Naomi was coming out of that car, that everyone was surprised, very, very surprised. I know it will shock a lot of people. It will shock them, especially those of them who have concluded that the marriage between Queen Naomi and Ooni of Ife have ended. They said everyone was looking in. I would like to say they were shocking. They were opening their mouths and they find it difficult to close their mouth, because they said Queen Naomi dressed in her royal regalia, as in she was fully dressed. Of course, we know that her dressing is always amazing. They said the way she dressed, the way she was coming out from the car, anyone that sees her was like, wow, this is God at work. And truly, God is really working or fighting their battle. Let me put it that way. God is really creating a good atmosphere for the two of them. And this time around, they said the king is always happy because Queen Naomi is always giving him open arms. It's no more like the time that he will call, Queen Naomi will not pick. He will send messages, she will not reply. She will come visiting. When he will go to Akure to visit, and they will tell him that Queen Naomi is not around, even when she's around. That period is gone. They say this time around, everything is moving smoothly, very, very smooth. No be small thing. And they said that car, when the car was leaving the palace, and the Olories noticed that it wasn't the king that wanted to use the car, or that wanted to use the car. And they all know that there is no other person that uses that car except the king. And I believe that they must have gotten a message that it was Queen Naomi who wants to use the car. They said the kind of jealousy in their faces, that if you look at their face, that any house fly that passes their face, that crosses their face that time the car was leaving the palace, that house fly must spy, as in, that is to tell you the kind of jealousy and envy And we do know that they have been complaining of marginalization, how the king is loving Queen Naomi that is not in the palace, and those of them that are in the palace, the king is neglecting them. The king doesn't pay attention to them. The king doesn't even see them as wives. So all these things are their major problems. And now it is releasing the king's most precious car to Queen Naomi for an event. My people, this is a clear case of monkey dey walk, babu dey chop. And again, is a way of teaching them a very big lesson. Because they thought that the moment they drive Queen Naomi out of the palace and use their juju to convince the king never to go after Queen Naomi, that they have won. They never know that they are just wasting their time and their money. You know, they were just busy enriching the babalawo them, the mamalawo them. Why God is busy making way for Queen Naomi and the king. Because he is the one who bring them together. And there is nothing any juju man or any juju woman or any evil kingdom can do to separate these two people. It's true that they're having issues in their marriage, but I believe that they are going to settle it. And from the look of things, it's like they have settled it. And that is why we keep hearing that wedding bell will ring very soon. And we can't wait to celebrate with these two, because they worth celebrating with. They worth the celebration. I'm just wondering how these Olories, where they will be on that particular day. Because it is obvious that some of them might even decide to travel out. Some will fix a conference that day just to make sure that they were not present. Because their mind go dey pepper them if they happens to be around when this celebration will take place. Because it is going to take place, whether they like it or not. So for those of them that have done one or two things to say that Queen Naomi and Ooni of Ife did not unite, they are just wasting their time. Because they are not their God. They don't even know the day the marriage was prepared in heaven. So they cannot spoil it. Unless God said, it is okay, I don't want this marriage to continue. That is the only time anything can happen to the marriage. But for the fact God have not spoken, there is no man that will say and it will come to pass except God. That is life for you. Whether you believe it or not, it is only the will of God that will happen between Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi. So for those of una wey no like the good news, because to me it is a good news, as una no come like the good news, check if there's any transformer around you, and maybe you can go and hug the transformer. That is my candid advice for you. Then if it is a good news for you, please rejoice for us and congratulate Queen Naomi on the comment section, because it was our congratulations. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget that they're all alleged information, okay? Always bear that in mind. Please subscribe to my channel if you're yet to subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. Bye for now. Love you guys.